Welcome back, fitness friends, to another entry-level green beginner bodyweight workout where all you need today is your body. You might want to grab a mat. This is a squishy mat because one of the movements that we do today is on the floor. So if you've got a hard floor or a hard rubber floor that it's a little bit uncomfortable to lay on, you might want to grab a mat, might want to grab a towel, even a blanket or something as well. Not necessary though, you can do this on any sort of floor that you like. Grass, sand, wherever you are, let's get after it. So I'm gonna run a quick tutorial on the movements that we're in today. If you'd like to jump straight to the workout, check in the description below. There's gonna be a chapter marker called The Workout. Hit that and we'll see you in the workout. For the rest of us though, I'm gonna talk a few movements through. Squat thrusts is the first movement that you're gonna find. The squat thrust is the top half of a burpee. We're basically gonna be squatting down as low as you can. Keep those heels flat on the floor, hands on the floor, and then thrust the legs out, thrust the legs back in, standing up straight, hip extension there. So you can regress this one. If you have trouble getting the feet out and in one motion, what you can do is squat down, step back, step in, and then stand up, squeeze the butt. Or if you're feeling a little bit more energetic, make it a one movement to get both of those legs out. So either or, whatever works for you, do that. After that, we have side shuttles. You can pick a number, 3, 2, or 1, depends on how far you've got to move. I usually do 2 shuttles, so 1, 2, reach down, touch, 1, 2, reach down, touch. So we're just shuttling side to side, and it's a little bit of a squat to get down and touch that toe and then change direction there. Okay, after side shuttles, we're doing our steam engines. We're gonna find a spot in the room. Fingertips are gonna be at the temples. What I don't want hands behind the back like this. I want the hands on the side of the head because what we want to avoid is crunching the neck down. I would like your neck and head upright. I would like your knee up to contralateral elbow, okay? So the steam engines, because as you start off, it's gonna be leaving the station nice and slowly. Chugga, 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 chugga. And then throughout each repetition, you're gonna get slightly faster as the steam engine rolls out of the station there. Cool. After steam engines, we've got our lunge mornings. So this is a complex, it's a mixture of a forward lunge and then a good morning. So you're gonna step forward, lunging 90 degrees in each leg, stand up straight, perform a good morning, and number 7. Other side, lunge, and then a good morning. So what we're doing, it's a leg-based movement. We're gonna be working the quads on the front leg and the back leg, glutes on the front leg. You're gonna come up, make a number 7, and really engage these hamstrings and glutes. So you're gonna feel it in the hamstrings and glutes for both sets, for the lunge and the good morning. Nice neutral spine, upright spine for the lunge, and then hinging at the hips for the good morning, like that. Awesome. After the lunge mornings, we'll get our jump rope. So you're gonna look around the room, you're gonna find somewhere that you're not gonna hit anything, grab your invisible jump rope, and then skip. So with the skipping rope, you don't need to own a rope to actually get the movements in. We're gonna make sure that our calves are nice and supple. We're gonna have a soft bend in the ankles, soft bend in the knees, and then bounce up and down here. There we go. You're gonna move your wrists just as you're flipping forward, deep out and straight. How you going? And you're gonna time it as if you're doing a skip. Now the best thing about an invisible skip rope is that you're never gonna flick your legs, you're never gonna get that stripe on the legs of you whipping yourself, and you're not gonna trip over it. So you can just hold that for the complete repetition. Awesome. After jump ropes, we are doing the superhero swims. This is where you might want your mat. With a superhero swim, what we're gonna do is lay down as if you are a superhero flying through the air, okay? So laying down flat, arms out straight, legs out straight. And now we're gonna perform a swim. So you're gonna lift your thighs and your chest off the floor, swim back with one hand, touch the thigh, forward, swim back with the other hand, touch, and forward. And repeat. And that's all that we have to do this workout. So that's the tutorial. We're gonna start that workout now. So welcome into chat, everyone that's here in live on Twitch. Feel free to join in with this one. Being recorded for YouTube, so in YouTube land, here we go. The actual workout starts now. So it's a 30-minute workout. I'm gonna move this out of the way. In 13 seconds time, we are going to do our squat thrusts. I saw a question in chat. Does flinging an actual rope give some resistance? Yes, it does. So this is a really, really good way of regressing that motion. So let's get our squat thrust in. Squat down, step back, step in, stand up straight. So what I'm gonna be doing for the first round is up, down, show you the regression. Now for those beginners of you that are in chat, people that have never done a workout before, that's often enough work. Just being able to squat down, put your hands down, step back in. What we're doing is we're trying to expand our range of motion. We're trying to put our bodies through things that you may not necessarily have done in a long, long time, or ever, for that matter. So we're gonna try and just try and get our bodies out of the comfort zone. So squatting down, hands flat, step, stand up straight, full hip extension. When I say hip extension, what I mean is hip extension. You see that? We're gonna stand up, hip extension. It means a straight line between the legs and the torso. So hands down, kick them back, kick them in, stand up, nice. 20 seconds rest, that was round number 2. Renegade, thanks for following. Yeah, you're right, Makalito. You are right. When you do buy a weighted skip rope, you do find that the weighted skip ropes actually have the weight in the handles. So that's the resistance that you're fighting against. Okay, one more round of squat thrust, let's go. Dogs are really interested, send help. So that's one thing that is really good about working out, isn't it? Sometimes you can actually get the pets amped up. We've had a sit in here before. It was helping me stretch at one point. Cool, okay, 20 seconds. You see what we're doing? We're doing triplets. So 3 rounds of each movement and then moving on to the next one. So we've got side shuttles now, making sure you've got the space for the side shuttles. Now that you've opened up the range of motion with your legs, with your glutes, we're gonna start to add some heart rate now. Here we go, let's go. 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down. Now, if you're in a smaller room, you can just do a single one like this. Side shuttle, side shuttle, side. Or if you're in a bigger room, 1, 2, 3, completely up to you. I like to do 2. Make sure your footwear supports this movement. So I wouldn't be doing this on socks or in socks on a tiled floor, or else you'll be doing a bit of a Tom Cruise risky business backwards and forward. Save that for another workout. Go, side shuttle, side shuttle, side shuttle. And what I'm doing with this movement is trying to get that heart rate up, which we are successful with. You want to try and aim for that green zone right now, which is the aerobic zone. So, the next 30 seconds, in through the nose, out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth there. Awesome. Welcome in, friends. How you all going? We're just having a chat to the live chat here on Twitch. So if you're on YouTube watching, see if you can join us live, one of these workouts. Such a great environment, such a great bunch of people watching. All right, here we go. Another set of side shuttles. So these are slightly longer than the other movements because what I'd like us to do, build up a breathing rhythm. Now, for the beginners, I want you to try and breathe out fully. Push all of the oxygen, or not the oxygen, sorry, the carbon dioxide. Push it all out of your lungs. That's what happens through respiration. You suck in oxygen, your body does some chemical reactions. It pumps your blood full of carbon dioxide, which it then passes to your lungs so you can breathe it out. And try and expel all the waste energy, all the waste products. Get rid of the waste products, breathe in some fresh new oxygen, feed your body. Funnily enough too, just as an aside, when you lose weight, when you actually lose weight off of your body, you know where most of that goes? Most of that actually goes into carbon dioxide. Most of that mass actually gets converted from the hydrocarbons in your fat cells, turned into carbon dioxide through the act of respiration. And the weight doesn't just disappear, it actually gets breathed out. So, see, science, it's science. Let's do our squat thrusts again. Okay, down, we're gonna go both feet at the same time. Standing up, squeezing the butt. Down, out, in, up. Build a nice rhythm with this one, team. Let's go. If you need to take a break, take a rest. Don't stress, no shame in it. If you need to pause the video, if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to use the pause function. Stop, take a break, get a drink, resume, get back into it. So another set of squat thrusts, let's go. 20 seconds at a time. It's not a huge amount of effort. So let's see how we go. Bang. Make sure you're standing up nice and straight. I want a full stand up after each one of these, okay? Stand up, down. Full stand. One more. Nice. Okay, another set of squat thrusts. And then we're getting into another aerobic zone. So just walking around. Hopefully your heart rate's in the blue zone now. As I go into the green. All right, let's go. Another set of squat thrusts. Down, out. Count them out. Follow a good tempo. Here we go. Down, kick, in, up. Down, kick, in, up. Yeah. So for those watching, you can see we've got a flag in the background here. We're flying the flag for Men's Health all month, and we are raising money for Movember. And today is the last recording that you're gonna see with the beard. We actually hit our fundraising goal today, so the beard is disappearing. The beard is going. All right, let's go. Side shuttles. Ready? 1, 2, down. 1, 2, down. Now you notice that as I'm going left, I use my right hand to touch my left foot and vice versa. So I'm going right, reach down, touch my right foot with my left hand, and then change direction. Gives it a little bit of a flow. A lot of these movements, a lot of these things are about building a flow. Even stuff like yoga, it's about going from one hold to another hold through a flow that makes sense biologically. And then tie it all together with the breathing. Hey, welcome in. Young baked boy. Hello, how are you? Good, take a rest. Look, I don't know. I think if Beardy were to lose the beard, it would be like taking that big plug out of the sink in the island. You've seen Lost, right? It'd be like taking out the plug, and it'd just be and the whole universe would reset itself. Yeah, Chinny McWhiskey. Yeah, there you go. All right, let's get another set of side shuttles in. So use these rests to really get that breath back, really build up the oxygen into the blood again, and get prepped for the second round. Go. If you find this is too much for you, slow it down. You can go 1, 2, down, 1, 2, down. So you see, it's a little bit of an offset squat as well. We're squatting down, but we're gonna reach towards one side. One of the ideas that I like to teach beginners, obviously, we're gonna talk a lot about form. We're gonna talk a lot about safe form in doing things like squats, like deadlifts, but we also wanna start talking about the idea of moving outside of what we call the planes of motion. So a lot of these weightlifting movements that bodybuilders do is all in the sagittal plane, which is a fancy way of saying that whatever you do on the left is the same on the right, okay? So when you talk about doing a squat, a lot of people are gonna be looking at, everything in even motion, everything looking balanced. There is some benefit into learning things that happen slightly offset. So if we're doing, like our side lunges or our Cossack squats, where we start doing things slightly offset, but in a controlled fashion, because what that's gonna do is gonna help build your body up into into some strengths in unnatural positions. And that is the true basis of injury prevention in life. It's basically getting comfortable with uncomfortable and weird positions. So if you accidentally find yourself in one of these positions, you've got the strength to not break yourself. Okay, let's get these steam engines in. Fingertips to the temple, knee up to elbow, knee up to elbow. Now, you see, I've been doing lots of these. I've done these. Great, we'll catch you later. I've been doing these for a long time, so I can comfortably get my knee to my elbow. But if you look like this, oh yeah, 11 a.m. Grace, I probably will. It's now 10 a.m., so sweet, go for that. Just aim to get your knee up and your elbow down, not the neck and the head down, the elbow down, okay? What you're trying to get in the long run is a nice fast pace with the elbow touching the knee. If you can't quite get there, again, no shame, no stress. You're gonna identify that as an area of opportunity and there we go. Yeah, they're the magical words, aren't they, Michaelito? I'm gonna read this out for the video's sake. Deliberate uneven unloading of a barbell is something used for core strength and stability. And the key words in that, core strength and stability. Because this is the example I use all the time, but when we look at elderly people that often fall over and need a hip replacement or they hurt themselves really badly, the thing that they're lacking is stability. They don't break themselves because they're trying to do a muscle up or anything silly like that. They're oftentimes stepping out the back door. They're stepping out the back door and maybe it's a little bit cold outside, maybe there's some frost on the back step and they slip and they don't have the strength and stability, they don't have the core strength to hold themselves, they don't have the stability to actually land, and it leads to all sorts of things like falls and break and pain and just bad news. So what we want to try and do is carry on later into life a lot more stability, a lot more core strength. And core strength is such a big topic. I could probably do a whole week's worth of core strength 4-hour workouts, right? There's so much to it. And for punking your lifting mates, don't do that. Oh, lunge mornings. Here we go. So we got a lunge, and then a good morning. So don't be like me. Don't get distracted. Good morning. Lunge. Good morning. Now, when you're doing these lunge good mornings, see where I'm putting my hands? This is kind of out of habit. When I do the lunge, I'm gonna step forward. I'm gonna try and counterbalance the legs and the arms because I know I'm doing a body weight lunge. And that's what's gonna help with, if you're an endurance racer, if you're gonna go out hiking. Finns, are you still here? Finn's signed up for a big old race. This is you're gonna find yourself like this a lot. You're gonna be walking up a big hill. Lots of big hills like that. So if you can put yourself into the positions that you're either training for or you're gonna find most beneficial in your life, awesome. And with the good mornings, I often have my hands up here because that's where I'll actually apply a weight first. If I want to progress a good morning into a weighted good morning, I'm often gonna hold a kettlebell here or a dumbbell here, or a sandbag on the back. And so I'm gonna have the arms up here, getting prepped for the motions of having a progressed version of that. So we've got another 10 seconds, we're gonna get back into the lunge mornings. So make sure that your feet are on railway tracks, okay? Make sure that there's a little bit of a gap between them. And when you step, you're gonna maintain that gap between each of the legs. Let me face the camera. So you see the gap in between each of the legs, they're about shoulder width apart. I'm maintaining that. And the reason for that is because this is more stable than trying to walk a tightrope. You're gonna lose balance like that. So you're gonna step forward with that gap in between the legs, down, step, and down. So this one, legs, I think legs is probably the most important. I mean, they're all quite important. All of the splits, all of the body muscles, everything plays a part. But I feel for beginners, getting a good solid foundation of legs is where you actually get a really good advantage in everything afterwards. Because once you start to feel strong on your legs, once you start to feel stable on your legs, you build up a bit of confidence for everything else. You feel like, you know what? I'm gonna try this, I'm gonna do this. I might go for a bit of a run, a bit of a cycle, a bit of a hike. And I feel like I can get through it now. So then you become a little bit more excited about everything else you do, right? Nice. All right, next one, steam engines. We're going back to the old steam engines. Short repetitions. We're gonna get our fingertips up to the temples. Now, remember what I said about steam engines? As they leave the station, they get faster and faster and faster. We're gonna put that into play now, okay? So we're gonna start off nice and slow. Get your stability. Get the balance on the one leg. Okay. Once I start to feel a little bit more balanced, you see I'm losing the wobbliness in my upper body. We're gonna speed them up a little bit. Get the knee up high, get the elbow down, but keep the head as high as possible. Stand as tall as you can. If you can keep your head upright, you can keep your head tall, you're gonna do them so well. You're gonna get the hair. Again, I apologize to chat if I've ignored you. I am working through this workout. I'll get back to you after I do the workout there. Well done to everyone that's following along too. We've got a bunch of people that's doing this entry-level workout now. Now, what I'm gonna think about is as I get more and more adept at these, I'm gonna start to think about my lower leg now. Instead of just thinking, hey, I wanna get this knee up as high as I can, I'm gonna start to maybe think about, watch the foot that's on the floor. I'm gonna start to think about being up on my toes now, okay? Because what that's gonna do is start to get you thinking about a bit of plyometric work, a bit of bouncy work. That's why we do the jump ropes as well today, because we want to introduce you to becoming a bit more mobile, a bit more agile in life. 3, 2, 1, go. More steam engines. Let's get a bit of a bounce now. Speed it up, get that knee up. See, I'm on my toes now. Knee up high, extend that ankle, head up high, stand tall. Good, good. All right, lunge mornings. That was a good one, I like that. Walk around, get your breath back. If you need a drink, pause the video, go grab a drink, come back. I'm not too concerned today about holding your heart rate high for a long time. Your heart rate is gonna raise with certain movements. So here we go, stepping forward. Form the good morning. Now the good mornings, straight legs, straight back. And when I say straight back, I don't mean remove that natural curve. I mean, keep it neutral. Try not to bend your neck like this. Try not to bend your neck like that. We're gonna keep it hinging at the hips. Lunge, hinge, lunge, hinge. There we go. Build it into that flow, that all important movement, breathing combination. I want you to feel confident. I want you to feel like these are smooth and strong and you're not wobbly. If you're still wobbly, more practice. It usually takes 1,000 or so reps to become good at something, and then a few thousand more for someone to look at you and say, they're really good. So see if you can do 3,000 of them today. No, I'm joking, chat. That's a joke, okay? We have some more lunge mornings to do. I'm gonna grab a drink, because even Jeff needs hydration. Yes. All right, more lunge mornings. I'm thinking about the railway lines. I'm thinking about being upright. I'm thinking about looking like a smooth machine, a well-oiled machine. So lunge. Good morning, lunge. So with the good mornings, you should feel your hamstrings. They should feel like elastic bands. And as you bend down, you're building potential energy in that elastic band. You're building elastic energy, I should say, sorry. The elastic energy is building up and then you unleash it as you thrust your hips forward. Lunge, okay, elastic band, unleash, bang. You sometimes see CrossFitters wearing a t-shirt. There's a CrossFit t-shirt out there that says, all good things in life begin with violent hip thrusting. It's a bit edgy, I know, but you can apply that to a lot of the motions we do in the gym. So you're looking at kettlebell swings, bang, it's about the hip thrust. You're looking at a barbell clean, down here, bang, you're hip thrusting. We're utilizing the power that we have in some of the most powerful muscles in our body, which is the glutes. So thrusting the hips, comes from the power in your glutes. But they also cheat at chin up, so you know. Look, I think we'll cherry pick some of their slogans there, Beardy. We'll cherry pick the best bits out of every fitness regime out there, and we'll try and build up the FFP, fit for purpose, unifying theory of fitness. That's what we're doing. We're trying to Einstein this, right? We're building up the unifying theory of fitness. Ooh, an FFP buffet. Ooh. Let's make sure there's a sneeze guard on that one. Yeah. Okay, we've got the jump ropes, which we were talking about earlier. Grayson Muckalita had some very, very good points about this. So we are entry level, and what we're gonna do, we're gonna try and build up the strength that we need in order to continually bounce for 20 seconds, 30 seconds onwards. Now I want you to think about, as you're bouncing, think about clearing enough space under your feet that you can slide a skip rope under there, because that's what skip rope is all about. You're jumping just high enough that you can get a skip rope under it. And then when you get a little bit more intense, you're trying to jump high and long enough that you can get it under there twice. They're called double unders. Bang, 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 like that. So you want to think about that. At this stage of the game, I'd like you to just build up the strength and the coordination and the calf mobility in order to be able to bounce continually. And then when you get a chance and you're outside and you've got an actual skip rope, you're gonna find learning skip rope much, much easier. Because what a lot of beginners and what a lot of people that haven't skipped in a long time find is that as you get more tired, the coordination starts to fall apart. The rate of your bouncing on your feet starts to slow down, but your wrists just keep up with it. So that's when you run into issues of slapping your legs, you lose timing, and then you get frustrated because you can't skip for more than 20 seconds. So that's what we're doing now. With the invisible jump rope, we're gonna build up that strength and coordination without having a rope get in your way and stopping you from skipping. So build up the flow with your breathing, just bouncing on the calves. Nice soft knees, nice soft ankles. Using your calves as shock absorbers here. Good, good, good. And as always, I should mention this too, through more of the beginner entry level types things, if you find pain, if something hurts, then you need to stop. You need to stop and you need to have a chat to a fitness or a medical professional. Medical professional first is good because what they can do is they can refer you on to other specialists. So here we go, on the floor. Hands out straight, legs out straight, raise ourselves up, reach back into that swim, and then forward. So one arm, swim, touch the thigh, bring it back. Other arm, swim, touch the thigh, bring it back. So straight arms, face down, chest off the floor, thighs off the floor. You're gonna be squeezing your butt. You're gonna be working these upper back muscles to try and lift the chest up off the floor. You're gonna be resting on your belly, and what we're gonna be doing there, breathing into the belly, strengthening your diaphragm as well. Don't hold your breath. So a strong diaphragm is gonna come from being able to breathe into that belly, which you're putting all of your body weight onto. How you going? Shisu Galaxies. Yo, how are you? Welcome in. So these ones, we call them the superhero swims. So with the superheroes, you're gonna be holding it. With the swims, I wanna move us from both arms up straight. We're gonna bring one arm down and engage the lat, and then up. So we're gonna make it a little bit more dynamic than just a plain old superhero. Welcome in though. Here we go. I should mention too, these are long repetitions. These are long intervals. If you feel like you can't hold your chest and your thighs off the floor for that long, take a break. Do 2 of them, I'll show you. So arms out straight, legs out straight. Lift the chest, lift the thighs. We'll go 1, up the top, 2, keep the arms straight the whole time, down, take a break, count to 3, 2, 1, up. Here we go. Right hand, reach, touch. At the top, touch that thigh. At the top, drop down, 3, 2, 1, raise, chest off the floor, thighs off the floor, reach down, touch one thigh. Breathing into the belly. This is tough. Down, count to 3, 2, 1. One more rep of each side. Reach back, touch. Other hand, touch, finish the rep off, and bring yourself down. Well done. Good stuff. Okay, we're gonna bring this back. We have 5 minutes left of this workout. Guys, 5 minutes. It's all you need to do, and you can tick that box that you've got a workout in today. We're gonna go back to our jump ropes. So, finding a nice spot in the room where you're not gonna land on anything, you haven't left any Lego on the floor. We're gonna grab our jump ropes, invisible ones so we don't trip over them as well. And that's another benefit too. We've got quite a low ceiling in this current temporary gym here. And if I had an actual jump rope, I'd be flicking the light bulbs. That's a problem. So don't want to be doing that indoors, but you can definitely do this indoors. If you are in an apartment block and you are above someone, you can potentially skip these. You can skip the skips, okay? You got about 5 superheroes in because the doggo cuddles. Have you seen the video, Martha Stewart, have you seen the video of the yoga doggo? You should try and teach your lab yoga. How it does the downward dog, and then does the little holds. It's cute dogs. How good are animals? We don't deserve pets. Oh, honestly, humans are too good for pets. Let's go, more jump ropes. Speed them up, let's go. Big deep breath. You want to try and breathe enough now so that you don't feel like you're out of breath at the end. Get ahead of the curve, get ahead of the game, and give yourself that oxygen that you need now so that when your body calls for it, it's got it there ready to go. Okay, here we go. We're doing another one very, very shortly. 10 more seconds until we hit this other jump rope. So if you're getting through this workout right now, you pick this one as your first workout, it's a green level one. You're thinking to yourself, I'm not all that pooped. I found this pretty easy. That's fantastic. What you can do is potentially, you do another green one and you can double your amount of active minutes for the day, or you could step it up to a blue one. There are a few people in chat that are actually have stepped up to the blue ones and they found that blue is their current level of ability. And that's great because what you can do is start to mess around with how many blues, how many greens you do in a week. You can start to do 2 blues a week plus 3 greens. You can then move on to maybe 4 blues, 1 green, and then you can throw a purple in there at some point. Okay, superhero swims. Get that mat back out. We're gonna lay down here. Legs and arms out straight. We're gonna inhale, raise, exhale, and then continue to breathe in to the diaphragm. 1 arm at a time. Don't go too fast. I should have mentioned that. The rate that I'm going now, reaching, touching, bringing it up, it takes about 1.5 seconds. So about 3 seconds in total to do the down and then the up motion. See how many reps you can do before you need to drop your thighs and your chest back to the floor. I'm gonna pause it there. I'm gonna take a breather, count, and then get back up into it. Let's go. So don't ever have shame in needing to take a rest, but I want you to start thinking about your rest periods as another metric that you use to measure your level of fitness. So if you need to stop doing a workout so that you can catch your breath, count how many times that needs to happen in a particular workout. If it needs to happen 3 times, okay? You then go about the rest of your fitness program, getting some more cardio in, some long steady state cardio, some high intensity work, and then you come back to this workout. If you can now push through and only need to do 1 break in the middle, that is a metric. That is important data that you can use to show yourself how much improvement you're making. Let's go, another 5 seconds, superhero swims. And to be honest, seeing improvements in your own fitness metrics, let's go. That's one of the most motivating factors that anyone can see. I know some people ask, hey Jeff, where do you get your motivation from? Mine's a little different to most people because I'm a trainer, I'm a coach. So I get motivated by seeing other people win. But when I see other people win, it's usually when we've got a specific metric that we've spoken about and we've set as a key performance indicator, as a KPI, and we're starting to see some improvements in those numbers. We're taking the time that we need to actually measure the numbers properly. We're controlling variables. And then when you see something that you've been specifically focusing on improve, that's a huge motivational factor. That's massive. And before long, when you start thinking about that stuff, you hear the microwave beep. beep, 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 and you're done. So we went through a few motions today. We went through 3 pairs of movements, each one of them designed to work a specific set of muscles and a specific level of fitness, okay? So each of these we have improvements we can make. We can make progressions to make them a little bit harder. And some of them had some regressions too, if you find they're a little bit hard to actually do the motions prescribed. Now, if you do have mobility issues and injuries as well, I would more than welcome you to drop into the live chat on Twitch, twitch.tv/fit for purpose. I'm live every weekday morning here in Australian time. And once you do come into chat, feel free to say, hey, look, this is my position. This is my issue with mobility or injury that I'm working through. Do you have any recommendations? Or as a fitness professional, what would you say? And I'm more than happy to talk through logically what we wanna do. So when you do hear me talking about things, I'm not trying to be overly general about things. I am trying to help the most people that I can for free on Twitch and on YouTube here. So let me know if you've got any questions. Leave them in the comments below or jump into the Twitch chat. So until next time, we'll see you later.